Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. And back on the 922. And just because I have to avoid, or I prefer avoiding electrical, I've chosen to go after the brakes on this machine. I'm going to start with this wheel. I was going to start with the front wheels, but I want to start with this wheel because this is the poorest rubber example I got. And I don't know, this actual tire was actually so far separated off the rim when it was flat for many years. The O-ring in here, I think, is compromised. It's not broken, it's just cracked. So I got a brand new ring, and I'm going to try putting the ring in at the same time, and then hopefully it'll hold air. It's in bad shape otherwise, that's for sure, but it's what we got to deal with. But meanwhile, it says oil level here, and it's a little bit on the low side, but I'm going to take this bung off, and then we'll see just right off the hop if we got low oil. And well, we're going to do all four, but we'll see about this hub right off the hop. Well, there's oil in there. As you can see, it's running out, and it smells like some pretty thick gear oil. So I'm just going to snug this up. I'm not going to tighten it. What I'm going to do here is take all these outer nuts off of the wheel and remove the rim in one piece, and then we'll work at the hub in a separate operation. You can already see that I got this bottle jack on a couple of blocks. I'm going to take the weight off. Hopefully it'll lift it up high enough and get that tire removed. It's pretty chilly today, so I got my line Crocs on. Got to keep your toes warm. They work all right, being there's no wet weather. It's not muddy or it's not snowing or anything. So they're just not steel-toed. They're just lined. Yesterday, when I parked this machine, I did raise the front end off the ground with the bucket, and it's still holding. So I'm gonna maybe work at this wheel at the same time. I'm having trouble getting this bung out of freed up, but if I put enough pry on it, I guess this isn't going to work. I'll have to get well, there, that goes to the ground. I'll have to get my other snipe. Okay, I just changed it out to a T-bar. Let's see if we can get it. Oh yeah, it takes a little bit. Well, that was on vacuum, and it's pointing in the downward area, and no oil in it that I can touch with my finger. All right. that's more what I expect, is to be low on oil on all of them, but the first one had some oil to it coming out right away, so that's good. There is a wet spot right here, so might have just leaked out over the years, but at any rate, I don't know what I want to do, work at that back wheel or this wheel. I think I'm going to work at this wheel, and we'll just take off the big nut. Just happen to have the right size of socket here, so we'll just get a proper extension. Okay, we'll see how tough these are. And they're going to be tough, I guess. They're going to be tough, but not tough enough. Okay, we got that one broke, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 more to go. We'll bring you back. Okay, we're down to the last one of these studs. So this here is a workout for me. So if I'm going to have a heart attack, I'd like to be on film anyway. Okay, I think there's 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah. They're all broke, so now I'm just going to get my impact and I'll zip them all off except for one. I'm going to leave this one and I'll take the other 9 off. Okay, that's them 9. I can give this thing a little bit of a turn. There. All 9 are off. That one's loose. Anyway, that was a workout, so I think I'm going to call it an end of the day. Being my own boss, I don't have as mean a boss as the king of obsolete, so I can take a break when I want. Alright, we'll see you later when I get up enough energy to come on back and extract this wheel off. Watch out, dogs. There's the last nut off. Alright, there's that tire. Gonna have to fix the starter on that car in the parking lot. Okay, I'm going to get a oil tray prepared, put it right directly underneath. I'm just going to take these bolts off the center cap. That should catch whatever oil's in there. You'll have to get a little hammer and a pry bar, break that loose. Whoa, that was easier than I thought. Not much oil in there, but there's an O-ring. No, we're just going to drop shit all over. Excuse me, just going to drop stuff all over. Looks like I'm going to have to take off this outer assembly as well. And oil is dropped down to this here recess here, but the rest of it's going to have to come through the bottom here. Okay, top of the brake off, I had to put it in neutral. It's stiff to turn because of the oil, but there we got her. We'll drain that out. That's going to take a while to drain out, but we'll come back to it in a bit. Okay, I had to take a little bit of a time out there and go refer to the service manual, of which everybody keeps saying, any machine that you're working on, you should have a service manual, but I don't get the manuals. Today I just go online and download a PDF file, and it is the service manual for this machine. So I was left in a little bit of a bewilderment. I got this plate off, took all the bolts out of the outer ring here, anticipating that this is going to come off, of which that's exactly what it's got to do, but I didn't realize that in amongst this dirt here were two holes that were corked flush and painted, so they looked like part of this. But when I read the manual, I said, okay, well obviously that's what's going on. So scratched around, found the corks, drilled them out. Now we're using the same bolts that come out of here. We're putting them in here, one on either side, and all we have to do is turn them in sort of equally. And this is a hard hat area, so I got to watch the forks there. I don't knock myself out on it. And I do have it suspended as they show in the manual. We're just going to take this outer carrier off, and yeah, looks like it's coming out pretty easy now. Okay, probably what we need is a little pry bar. going to drop down some because it's not totally, the forklift doesn't totally have the weight off it, but there we go. And there's an O-ring here. Try not to destroy that. Okay, so we got that off. I'm just going to back the Clark up, get rid of this here piece, and then we'll take a look what we got to deal with inside the drum there. Okay, inside here, this is the, I guess you'd call it the sun gear, but it's on the axle, still pinned to the stub, so we're just going to pull the whole thing right out. And then behind that, there's this big spanner nut, and it looks like I might have to hunt down some kind of a darn wrench that goes on there to break that apart. So, okay, we're just going to move you back. And there's the axle. Okay, well, look at it. There's a couple locks here. I'm going to have to get them out of there. That's not going to be a problem. The problem is going to be this here particular spanner nut. That's looking pretty ugly. Anyway, getting pretty dark, so going to call her quits here for today, and I'll do a little thinking on it, and we'll get right back on it tomorrow. Okay, well, I'm back at it here again this morning. And first thing we got to do is remove these fold over locks here. I already got them folded back. This end already broke off, so I don't think these locks are going to be usable again. But anyway, we're going to get all these bolts up. There's 4. One thing about rolling around in oil, there's no rust at all. They just come out of there like brand new. And there's the other one. Okay, now what we got left is this large spanner nut, and I don't have any wrench available to deal with that. I'm debating. I got 4 of these to take off and put on, but I'm debating. I'm going to have to make a wrench, but to make a wrench properly, I got to get this one off. So yeah, you know it. We're going to try to tap it off with a long bar through here and a hammer and try to knock it loose. Right away, before I did anything, I put a center punch here and here, so when we go to put it back together, we know that's the notch that it's got to be lined up with. And then we'll see if we can get this backed off and count the turns out, and yeah, go from there. And we'll have to do that system. It's going to be different on each wheel, but that's what I got figured. Look at that. Hardly got any resistance on this one at all. It's already free. It's okay. Eight and 3/4 turns around brought that off. Well, that is awesome. I'm glad about that. I was really anticipating that's going to be really hard to get off, because on the service manual they're talking about a 500 foot-pound wrench on there to tighten it up and so on and so forth. So nowhere's near 500 pounds. of had to get back in behind here and free up this mechanical brake adjustment. There's a bolt with a set nut on both sides for 2 shoes, cams that you turn. But I think I've got her coming now. All right, I think we're off. This here piece, I don't know, we'll find out, I guess. But I'm going to start the Clark up and just pick it up a little bit, back it away. Camera mount. Okay, this is what we got here. Pretty dirty, and she's just like automotive brakes. Looks like we're missing a keeper here already, so we'll probably find that in the dust in here. Should be a little washer like that, so we'll just take that off right now. This is what I'm after, though. I'm going to take the shoes off, and I got to look in here, see what we got going for the wheel cylinders, if they're all rusted up or seized up. We've got to get that freed up, cleaned up, and then we'll put her back together. Okay, so far I've been struggling with removing these shoes. This keeper was already half gone, but I got this one off. Just a cotter pin and extract the washers and springs so that it's loose on there. Then I use my vice grips. Well, before the vice grips, there's upper cams up here. I turned them around so the shoes nest right into the cams there, both sides. And I don't really think I got a real problem with this wheel cylinder, because these pistons have traveled in on themselves when I back these cams off and just tap the shoes in. The pistons collapsed, so I don't think that they're rusted. So, but anyway, it's got to come apart. All this got to be cleaned up. I have to get some snap ring pliers, pull the snap rings off both these adjusting pins down here. They're another set of cams for the bottom. And yeah, so these shoes will slide right off and come right off of the backing plate, and then we'll have access to this wheel cylinder. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is what I was talking about, the vice grips on the spring there. Took quite a bit of effort, but got that removed. Simple brake assemblies, just like the old style hydraulics on a big truck or something like that. These keepers down here, I thought they were snap rings, but they're just big circlips. I managed to get the one side out already, so we'll just get this here other one out. And they're not made of tough material either. They're pretty malleable. There's the other one. Okay. Now there's a bit of a backup washer, spring washer in here, just to hold a little tension on things. All right. Let's see if this will come off. Well, it might need a little pry. There we go. That shoe is off, and looks like there's a bit of a wiper washer, a leather washer in behind. We'll throw that one in the dirt too. So far that's not in bad shape. It does have a bunch of crap in the bottom. Yeah, there's a bunch of crap in this one too. So. Are you watching? There's a bunch of rust and stuff dropped over that spindle there, that spline. Well, there goes some parts. And yeah, full of debris in here. A lot of solids, but it's got oil as well. Get a bunch of new cups for these brakes and clean up the pistons and the bore, and I think we'll be good. Okay, I got all our parts for that one wheel for the brakes lined up on the bucket here. We got these two brake shoes. They're probably worn out at least 50%, maybe 60 to 70. But they're not worn down thin. They're up to the rivets. I'm not going to worry about it. I understand minimum. These are $1,000 a wheel to replace the shoes. I know I could probably get them lined for way less because there's nothing wrong with the actual shoe. But I'm not going to put 5 cents more into this machine than I absolutely have to. Moving over to these here pushers, the little rods that the pistons pull onto the brake shoes. They're a good shape, but I'm going to get a brake kit, which is going to involve these two cups and the spring and the dust seals. And I don't know what size this is offhand, but we will find out here because it's 1 3/4 inch bore. I don't know, can you see that, Vern? 1 3/4. Wagner Lougheed, made in the USA. So I'll just get new cups. This one was not leaking, but just the same, I'll get 4 sets of cups, 1 3/4 inch bore. On the slave pistons, they're fine. They're dirty, but they'll clean up. A little bit of pitting and whatnot here, but we'll emery it. Put some emery cloth on it. Bring this, whatever that black stuff is, I have no idea what that black stuff would be. But it comes off. This was toward the back of facing toward the middle of the machine, and I don't know what all this is all about, all that debris in there, but it's got the same stuff here, same problem. It's a little emery, she'll clean right up. This spring is a little on the starting to rust. I can see a little bit of rusty, but they'll send me a new spring as well, so I think we're going to be all right in that regard. So we'll have to go Google some Loughy Wagner 1 3/4 inch cups. Won't be too bad. I don't imagine it's more than $25 a wheel. Okay, that's all I got for dismantling the brakes on this old 922B. I got 3 more wheels to go, and it's all going to be the same thing, but I think for safety's sake I'm doing 1 wheel at a time. I only want 1 corner with the wheel off it. I'm not going to have it blocked up with all the wheels off it, just for safety concerns. Anyway, that's all we got for now. We'll catch up to you later on.